Welcome to War Chronicle, where history is not just told, it's revealed. We dive into forgotten wars, legendary warriors, battlefield strategies, and the machines that ruled the skies. From ancient empires to modern militaries, this is where truth meets firepower. Even though they're sometimes called stealth fighters or stealth bombers, no one has ever seen a real stealth aircraft because they are invisible to radar systems. But how do these planes stay hidden? What makes them invisible? How much do you know about this technology? Let's find out in today's episode. What is stealth technology? Stealth technology is a term used for a variety of technologies that reduce an aircraft's visibility or signature on enemy radar systems. A reduction in an aircraft's radar cross-section, or RCS, is the primary goal of stealth technology. Radar works by sending out radio waves and then measuring how long it takes for them to return after being reflected off of an object. The size, shape, material, and orientation of the object affect how the radio waves reflect back to the receiver. Stealth aircraft have been designed to absorb or deflect radio waves away from the onboard radar system, so they be detected. A typical fighter jet has a radar cross-section of roughly 3 to 6 square meters, about the size of a person. But stealth aircraft have been designed to have an RCS of less than 1 square meter, making them much harder to detect. Some sources say the F-117 Nighthawk, which was the first operational stealth aircraft, had an RCS as low as 0.001 square meters, which is about the size of a golf ball. It's pretty small. How is this done? There are several ways. These include special coatings and materials, optimized structures and component designs, and specialized production techniques. But we'll talk more about that later. In addition to reducing their RCS, stealth aircraft also have other features that help them to avoid detection, such as low observability or the ability to absorb or redirect radar waves. Aircraft with low observability are coated with materials that absorb radar waves rather than reflecting them. This reduces the aircraft's RCS even further. It's like putting a sponge over the radar antenna. Jamming, where the aircraft sends out its own radar signals to confuse the enemy. ECM, or electronic countermeasures, which includes the use of flares and chaff to deceive the enemy radar system. And finally, some stealth aircraft are designed to fly at very high altitudes, where they can take advantage of the thin atmosphere to reduce their RCS even further. This is why many stealth aircraft have a distinctive triangular shape. It helps them to maintain a low profile and reduces their frontal RCS. The need for stealth. Stealth technology is primarily used to reduce the aircraft's RCS, but it also serves another important purpose. Stealth aircraft are designed to be survivable in a contested airspace, meaning they can operate in an environment where they may be attacked by enemy fighters or surface-to-air missiles. By reducing their RCS, stealth aircraft are able to avoid detection by enemy radar systems, which gives them a significant advantage in a dogfight. Stealth aircraft are also typically equipped with powerful onboard radar systems and electronic warfare suites that allow them to detect and avoid enemy air defenses. This makes them ideal for strike missions where they need to penetrate enemy airspace and destroy high-value targets. When you think of stealth aircraft, you probably imagine modern fighters like the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Lightning. But did you know that the first stealth aircraft was the Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit, which first flew in 1989? Today there are 4 main types of stealth aircraft in service around the world. These are the F-117 Nighthawk, the F-22 Raptor, the F-35 Lightning, and the B-2 Spirit. Of these, the F-117 is the oldest and the least stealthy, but it's still in service with the U.S. Air Force. The F-22 and F-35 are both multi-role fighters that were designed primarily for air superiority, but they also have significant ground attack capabilities. Finally, the B-2 is a strategic bomber that is designed to penetrate deep into enemy airspace and deliver ordnance to high-value targets. Now, let us take a closer look at each of these aircraft and see how they use stealth technology to stay hidden. The F-117 Nighthawk. The F-117 was the first operational stealth aircraft, and first flew in 1983. It was designed specifically for air superiority missions, and it's credited with shooting down several enemy aircraft during the Kosovo War in the late 1990s. The F-117 is now retired from frontline service, but it's still used for training and as a test bed for new technologies. The F-22 Raptor. The F-22 is widely considered to be the most capable fighter in the world today, and it was designed with both air superiority and ground attack in mind. It's been used in combat in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it's credited with shooting down several enemy aircraft and missiles. The F-35 Lightning. The F-35 is a multi-role fighter that's designed for both air superiority and ground attack missions. It's also being used in combat in Iraq and Syria, and it's credited with providing valuable intelligence and fire support to ground troops. The B-2 Spirit. The B-2 is a strategic bomber that is designed to penetrate deep into enemy airspace and deliver ordnance to high-value targets. It's also being used in combat in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it's credited with helping to degrade Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. How stealth aircraft stay hidden. Now that we've taken a look at the history and capabilities of stealth aircraft, let's take a deeper dive into how they're able to stay hidden from enemy radar systems. As we mentioned earlier, the primary goal of stealth technology is to reduce the aircraft's radar cross-section, or RCS. This is the measure of how visible the aircraft is on radar. A large RCS means that the aircraft is easy to detect and track, while a small RCS makes it much more difficult. There are three main factors that affect an aircraft's RCS: size, shape, and material. Size matters when it comes to RCS because larger aircraft tend to have larger RCS. That's why stealth aircraft are typically smaller than conventional aircraft. For example, the F-22 Raptor has a wingspan of just 34 feet, while the F-15 Eagle has a wingspan of 47 feet. The smaller wingspan of the F-22 means that it has a smaller RCS, making it harder to detect. Stealth aircraft also have special radar-absorbing materials, or RAM coatings, applied to them. These coatings are made up of a combination of carbon fibers, iron, and other metals. The iron in the coating absorbs the electromagnetic energy from the radar waves, which reduces the RCS of the aircraft. These coatings are constantly being improved and updated to make them more effective. The third factor that affects RCS is the shape of the aircraft. Stealth aircraft have distinctive angular shapes that help to break up and scatter radar waves, reducing the aircraft's RCS. This is why stealth aircraft often look like flying wedges or diamonds. Their shapes also help the aircraft to avoid detection by reducing the amount of radar waves that are reflected back to the enemy. Another key aspect of stealth technology is the use of composite materials. Composite materials are made up of two or more different materials that, when combined, create a stronger, lighter, and more durable material. They're commonly used in stealth aircraft to reduce weight and improve performance. But they also play a key role in stealth technology. Composite materials are highly resistant to corrosion, and they don't reflect radar waves as much as metal. This makes them ideal for use in stealth aircraft, because they help to reduce the aircraft SRCS even further. Finally, stealth aircraft are often equipped with special electronic warfare systems that help to deceive enemy radar systems. These systems can send out false signals or create interference that confuses the enemy radar system, making it harder to detect the stealth aircraft. Stealth technology is a relatively new development in aviation, and it's constantly being improved and updated. As radar systems become more sophisticated, stealth aircraft will need to evolve to stay one step ahead. But for now, stealth technology is one of the most important aspects of modern military aviation. Stealth aircraft are a relatively new development in aviation. They represent a significant leap forward in terms of technology and capability. Their ability to reduce their RCS and avoid detection by enemy radar systems gives them a significant advantage in combat, whether they're being used for air superiority, ground attack, or strategic bombing missions. Stealth aircraft are an important part of any modern military force. Behind every mission, every aircraft, and every uniform is a story worth remembering.